Hi guys, I'm Nancy, and today I'm going to show you how to make hot cocoa bombs from the comfort of your own home. So stick around.
Let's go.
The first thing we're going to do is melt some chocolate. This is chocolate flavored almond bark. You melt it in the microwave for 60 seconds, you take it out and stir it, and then you melt it at 15-second intervals until it's smooth. Okay, we took it out after 1 minute, and you want to give it a good stir so that the lumps continue to increase in temperature and start to melt. So I'm going to give it a good stir, and then I'm going to pop it back in for another 15 seconds. You see the big blobs of chocolate? We want that to be smooth, so we're going to put it in for more time. All right, as you can see, there's still a little bit of clumpiness, so we're gonna do 15 more seconds, and that will probably be the exact consistency that we need. Okay, so you can see this is nice and smooth. This is the right consistency that you want. So now we're gonna fill our molds. Just put a hearty spoonful in every mold. And it's easiest to use a spoon. And you want to use the back of the spoon to just swipe the chocolate up the sides and the edges. Make sure it goes all the way to the top. And don't worry if you don't have enough, you can add. If you have too much, you can always take away just by scooping it out. But just keep going around and then making sure that you hit all the way to the top. If it looks like it's too thin, like if you're seeing the bottom of the cup, just add a little bit more chocolate. You can also just make sure that your mold is kind of steady and level. It helps with the chocolate to set up as well. As you see, I've done them all, but I like to go back and just do it one more time. The most important thing are your edges. That's what you want to make sure you get, because that's where your cocoa bomb's gonna meet. And so you want to make sure that it goes all the way to the top. And if you ever feel like you have too much chocolate, some people say that you can flip the mold over and let the excess chocolate drain out and get rid of it if you think it's just too thick or you've added too much, or you can always just spoon them out and just be done with it. All right, I think we're good. I like to give it a once over and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Then you throw it in the freezer for 8 minutes. Always make sure that you keep your leftover chocolate warm. That way, if you do have any cracks around the edges, you're able to fill it in or to add some extra. Also, I'm gonna melt some red that I'm gonna use to decorate on top. And then I also have a little bit of white that we're gonna melt as well. And we do that while it's in the freezer. That way, when it's ready to come out, we're ready to go. Okay, so our 8 minutes are up. We're gonna take them out of the freezer. What you want to make sure you do when you go to take these molds out is not break the edges. So just be really careful to just push away at the very top, all around the entire circle, before you pop out the rest of the mold. Now, if it doesn't come out perfect, it's not the end of the world. You can always add more chocolate to fill in the space. but as you can see, once you get it, it just comes right out and you've got your house beer. But look, there's actually a nick there. I'm gonna teach you how to fix that if you have that problem. But most of them come out clean. So while those were in the freezer, I also heated up a plate. You can either put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, or today, since I made a lot of cocoa bombs, I used a saucepan and put some water in it and brought it to a boil, and then put the plate on top and turned the heat down so that it kept the plate hot steadily so that I was able to do a lot of balls. But what you'll do is you take your half of your mold and you put it on the hot plate and just give it a turn. What that does is it kind of melts that upper ring, and it allows it, when you do both sides, to stick it together. Then you start filling. I put 2 scoops of cocoa powder and like 5 marshmallows or so, whatever works. Then you grab the other half, you do the same thing where you get the top all melty, and then you just stick them together. Now, sorry about that. A lot of times you'll get some like ooze out. Just take your finger and run it around the corner and it'll just spread it in. But see how I've got a small little gap there? What I'll do is I will just come back to my already melted chocolate and just kind of fill in the hole. And after that, it'll dry it pretty easily. And after you decorate it, it's still gonna look beautiful. So we'll go ahead and make the rest of the cocoa bombs, and then I'll show you how to decorate. Okay, so I've taken a few minutes to clear everything away and show you how I decorate. While they were in the freezer, I melted some red chocolate, and then I still have the dark and I have white. But what I'm gonna do with the red is I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc bag and cut a hole in the corner and use it like a piping bag. All right. If you're making a lot of cocoa bombs, it's easier to decorate all at the end. Because otherwise, if you do something like this and then you wait 8 minutes for the freezer, your chocolate's gonna harden in the plastic bag and it's not gonna work so well. But this way, you can do it and you can decorate them all at once. Just gonna cut a little bit of hole there and take my cocoa bomb and just draw pretty little red streaks right across. And the important thing to do next is, while it's still wet, take your toppings, like I've got some crushed up peppermint, and just drop it on. You want it to go on there while it's wet so that it sticks. Or I've even got some like little chocolate chips we can put on top, or you can even put a marshmallow with it. So I'm gonna take some time and decorate all these, and I'll show you when I'm done. Make sure you subscribe and turn on alerts for more videos coming soon.